Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Melinda and I am here with video number 3 on this channel. Today's topic was voted on our Instagram and it is the struggles of being self-employed. When I first sat down to brainstorm what I could talk about, I was thinking and I was wondering, am I going to be able to think of enough stuff to make a video? And then I actually sat down with a piece of paper and the list kept going. I do feel like I'm going to need to justify this video with a video in the future of the pros to being self-employed because it's pretty great, but there is a list of cons and I'm probably going to dive right into them just to make this video not ridiculously long. Okay, yes, so I have been officially full-time self-employed now. 4 years? Wow, it's been 4 years apparently. That's a long time. So I have been full-time self-employed for 4 years now. I'm lucky, I'm grateful, I'm stressed. I'm gonna jump right into this with my number one, top of the list, didn't belong to a category, quote of the day, which is, when are you gonna get a real job? When are you going to get a real job? And you think people don't actually say that. Not only do people say that, the people that say that to me are way too close to me and should not be saying that. If somebody tells you that they work from home, the first thing you should say is not, okay, but like you're not actually working, are you? Okay, but like how many hours a day do you actually work? Do you watch a lot of Netflix? It must be really nice getting to sleep in all the time. When are you going to get a real job? I've been asked it a million times by certain people that usually I like to give people the benefit of the doubt and they just don't. They don't get it. They don't understand that this is work. It's just different work. I don't have a boss. That's really the only difference. Everything else I'm doing the same as you. And yes, I do get to wake up whatever time I want, but that's usually 7:30 a.m. so it's not bad. If I figure out how to put text in these videos, I haven't figured it out yet, they'll be here. Financial, business, social. In these 3 categories, I have a few points for each that basically are what I view as the main struggles of being self-employed. We can start with financial because a number one question that I do get a lot, again, sometimes it's a little personal. I've been called before from someone and the first thing they said wasn't like, how are you doing? They just said, I just had a quick question. I'm just wondering, do you like actually make money? Oh, yes, I do. It's not a lot. I'm not rich, that's for sure. But yes, I do. I'm okay. Thank you for asking. I'm good. No, I'm not getting a different job. Sometimes people had drastically different ideas in their head. I think some people think I make $100 a month and other people think I make 10,000, which I don't. So yeah, so let's jump into the financial. I do not get paychecks. Money typically trickles in for me, especially with my website. With markets, typically that's a little different because if I have a market on Saturdays, I know that I'm probably going to make money on the weekend. But during the week, sales trickle in and that means that money trickles in. With Shopify, it deposits every, I think, 3 days roughly. So if I have a sale on Monday, I get the money Thursday, Friday usually. So that money is trickling in and it's great because you can obviously see all your payouts and see when you're getting money. But when you have something large to purchase or you have rent to pay, someone may say, well, my rent comes out of my second paycheck, but in the grand scheme of a month, I actually don't know when that money's going to come in. I don't know when I'm going to make sales. And you always have to kind of think about that in advance. I have to be slightly ahead of the game. I typically need to know at the beginning of the month what sort of my plan is for the following month for rent and large expenses like that, because you really don't know. Even if you're doing shows that you have done in the past and they've been successful, it does not mean it's going to be successful again. The only time you can strictly sort of rely on that is at Christmas because, like I have said in a previous video, people have to kind of shop at Christmas, but you still don't have numbers. You don't have set numbers. There's no hourly wage. There's no paycheck every 2 weeks. There's no way to budget that money because it is a big question mark for the most part. And that's why you have to be okay working on your toes. There's always that little bit of pressure and it's obviously a good idea to have a savings account. Mine has seen better days, but it's there. Category is business. So these are the struggles of just owning a business in general. And these don't necessarily apply to full-time. They apply to anybody who considers themselves an owner of a handmade or e-commerce business. When you buy something online and you're unhappy with your purchase, typically you send an email to the customer service department, you place your complaint, or you say, hello, I didn't enjoy this product, and you'll get an automated response back, typically your money back, you ship the product back. You all know how it works. Unfortunately, if there is a complaint or someone didn't like something, they come to me. If they're particularly rude, which people can be, it's not fun. It is super disheartening to have somebody, especially if it's just like, I've gotten these long-winded emails before, and it's not good. Be nice to the people that you interact with day to day. I totally understand that things happen, people are unhappy, whatever it is, but I found often with the product that I make is that I get a weird amount of people that complain and want their money back but won't ship me back the product. That's not how Walmart works. If you're returning something to Walmart, you have to bring the product back, but they seem to think that they get to keep it. I don't know. Don't take advantage of us. Like, that's not cool. Freebies. Everybody loves free stuff. Everybody loves asking small businesses for free stuff. Exposure doesn't pay the bills. It doesn't pay the bills. Next one for business is no sick pay, no holiday pay, no benefits. But the sick pay and the holiday pay, when I get sick, especially if it's for more than one day, if I get sick for a few days, typically you'll still find me working. I will be burritoed in a blanket with a tea and soup in my office, working away, because the more time you do take off, the less money you're going to make. The point in business is 24/7 availability. I have had people message me on Christmas Eve at 5 p.m. asking if they could place an order and come pick it up. No. No, you can't. Customers get mad. I have set hours on Facebook. I think they're 11 to 7. That gives me a little bit of time in the morning to get ready, a little bit of time in the evening to hang out with my husband. People don't like that. You have to be willing to set boundaries when you have that business, and you have to have a little bit of a backbone, or else you will just kind of get walked all over. Trying not to work after hours. So this one is difficult, especially since I've moved back home. So I was working out of a co-working space for a while last year, and it was nice because I would leave there around dinner time and come home. When I was home, I was home. None of my supplies were here. Ben and I would cook dinner, we'd watch a movie, whatever it was, but that was the end. I could have a plan that at 5 o'clock today I'm done working, I'm gonna make dinner, we're gonna watch a movie. But at like 6:30 or 7, I'm like getting a little antsy because there's something that I want to do or that I need to get done that's bugging me, and I know that I can do it because it's just in the other room. But unfortunately, you're accountable to not just yourself. I'm accountable to my husband. I'm accountable to the time that we spend together, and it's important to separate your work from your personal life, and it's hard. It's a serious struggle, and every once in a while he'll have plans or he'll have a friend over, and I will come into my room and I'll work at 8 o'clock at night. It's not ideal, but it's very difficult to tell yourself this can wait until tomorrow. The category that this brings us to is social. This is the hardest one for me. I've always been very transparent about this on my social media, with my friends, with my family, whatever it is. Working from home is extremely lonely. It's something that I feel like isn't discussed enough for people that are working from home, and this actually also reaches out and extends to stay-at-home moms. You can feel extremely isolated when you wake up in the morning and you are not leaving your house. I will leave and run errands, for instance. After this video, I do have to go to the post office, etc. But if I have nothing to do that day, for example, yesterday, you are at home all day long. This can actually affect so many different parts of your life, from your productivity to your mood, to your mental health. When Ben or a family member for someone else comes home from work, they have interacted with clients, they have interacted with coworkers. If they had a bad day, they're tired, they might be a little grumpy, and you have been waiting. You have been sitting and waiting for human interaction all day. It can be so isolating. I have 2 cats. That's who I hang out with. The post office guy's pretty nice. So important to socialize when you can with maybe people in similar situations. I have other self-employed friends that I meet up with for coffee. We do monthly makers meetings. All of these things are important to keep yourself social because the isolation 100% takes a toll on your mental health. And that can affect your business and your overall productivity, which continues on to social, which is pajamas, makeup. But that is one thing that I try and do every day is get ready, because when I look presentable, I feel presentable, it typically pushes me to be more productive. I can sit down and focus on my work. But if I do try and come in here in the morning in my pajamas, I typically just feel lazy. I don't feel like I'm ready to take on my daily to-do list of what I need to get done for work. And last but not least, distractions. Netflix is in front of me. TikTok? Yeah, I use TikTok. And then I get sucked into TikTok and I realize that I've been on there for 3 hours doing absolutely nothing. And it's so hard to not get distracted because there is no one here that is keeping you on track. There's no boss that's saying, how did you do today? Did you get all your work done? Don't forget about the deadlines. It's just you, yourself, all alone with your pets, and you're thinking, maybe I could do it tomorrow. Well, my lesson at the end of this video right now, guys, is don't do it tomorrow, do it today. Don't push it off. You're gonna regret it. Yeah, so don't get distracted. That is my list. There are definitely more. If you can think of any, feel free to comment them below. Also, give me an idea for our next video. This one was very long. I'm gonna trim it down, of course, but yeah, so we have one more Wednesday until we leave for our trip. So there will be a video next Wednesday, and then I'm hoping to schedule one for the following Wednesday while I'm in London. So comment below if you have an idea for a video. And the countdown is on. In 12 days we leave for England. If you have any recommendations for vegan restaurants from London all the way up to Scotland and back down again, because that's where we're traveling, comment those as well. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully this shone a light. Is that the right word? Hopefully this helped you see that being self-employed is not all rainbows and unicorns, and that there are quite a few struggles. If you are self-employed, you got this, keep going. If you're thinking about it, don't be kind of like discouraged from these things. Obviously being employed in a business has its pros and cons as well. So feel free to message me anytime if you have any questions, and thank you guys again.